All right. No, I did not get sniped. My internet went down just for a second. The power flickered and everything up. We're back now. Brant, I sent you the link to join. Yeah. So, yeah. If we want to get back to our topic of conversation, or something completely new and different, here's the link to join if anyone wants to. And I'm just going to real quick tweet this out again. Tweet. Okay, so that's tweeted out again. Yeah, Brant, I sent you the link to join this chat on Twitter over the direct messaging. So yeah, hop back on, and if you want to, you don't have to if you don't want to, but so shall we continue reading from oh yeah. Yeah, so if we want to do something different, if anyone has some ideas, because I should probably start like planning stuff to do in these streams. If anyone has an idea what we should do, then please suggest. What are some topics of conversation Brant and I could have a neat little discussion on? History. Okay. Yeah, history, Terry. Let's do that. Brant, you said you liked history. Do you like any specific, period or region? Okay. How do you get a bloody nose reading a book, Brant? Okay. So, Brant will be back in a second. But until he gets back, science. Okay, history and science. The history of science, because I know nothing about that. I'm totally. I know a little bit about the Second Punic War. That's something I know a little bit about. I know a little bit about, the Second Punic War. That's what I got on history. Oh, trivia quiz. Yeah, that's something. Does anyone really know who Spooky is? Does Spooky know who Spooky is? Yes, prizes. Yeah, I think the prize would be my undying surprises. Okay. Yeah, no. Prizes would be my undying gratitude and thankfulness that you people came on stream or talked or were here at all. I have a pretty good one. Okay, so okay. So on the Atheist Republic, apparently they're streaming something. So it's probably just gonna be the five of us tonight. Or you guys might go watch that, in which case it'll be 3, 2, 1 of me. But as long as you're here, I think I have the perfect game. So here in my hand is the Bible. With lots of extra stuff. Holy Bible, this is the both Old and New Testament, translated out of the original tongues, and with the former translations diligently compared and revised by His Majesty's special command, appointed to be read in churches. Cambridge. Printed at the University Press, London, Cambridge University. So, it is a King James Bible. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a verse from the Bible, and then you guys in chat guess what book it's from. Okay. Okay. So, bonus points if you can give me the exact verse. Ooh, that's too bad, Spooky. Broke just after you got it. Okay. So the first verse, I'm going to throw you an easy one. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. What book? What book and what chapter is that from? Or yeah. Giving the time for the chat to respond. What? I will read it again. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, It was lift up above the earth. Old Testament. No, I don't think this is. Yeah, it is Old Testament, I believe. Yes. Yes. It's a book of the Book of Lifeguards. It is a book of things. It is one of the books. Come on, guys. This is a pretty easy one. But what book specifically? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. What's some other books? Leviticus, Genesis, Exodus. Come on, which book? Although it is in the Old Testament. Okay, I can give you a different verse from the same book, and let's see if you can guess that. Hey, you're right, Spooky. It is Genesis. Yeah. Spooky wins first round. 1 point to Spooky. All right. Let's hop to... Okay. The prize is that you get a wrench, which I think you already have. So congratulations on your wondrous prize. In addition, you get my wondrous gratitude and undying respect for knowing that verse was from Genesis. All right. The next verse. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying. Oh yeah, if I could give you 2 wrenches, I would give you 2 wrenches. The second verse. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying. I'll even give you the second verse. See, I have called by name Beelzebul, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judea. Oh, Brent, you back?
I think I'm back.
Yes, but your camera is just showing blue. It's like you have something
Showing
over it.
blue?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
I
you have
see.
something.
That's weird.
Do you have like something covering it?
Let me just adjust something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I figured it out. It was a hat.
Ah.
I thought the
Weird.
stream was sniped, so I got paranoid. I was like, I'm going to throw a hat over it. I'm
No, it
not,
didn't.
like...
Yeah.
I tried to rejoin the call, and the like picture for the call completely changed, and there's some Asian lady there. It looked like
What?
Jillian. It looked like Jillian. I swear to God, it looked like Jillian, and it showed 4 chat boxes, like 4 boxes in the call, and one of those, like the main box, was Jillian.
You know what? I wish Jillian would snipe my call.
That would be fucking epic, just because we could hate on her forever for that.
Yeah. So, Brant,
Another vapey
Spooky.
thing.
So Spooky got the first point in our little trivia game. I guess you can play along with chat.
Okay.
So the name of the game, I'm going to read a verse. You
All
try
right.
to guess what book it is from. Bonus points for if you can get the chapter and the verse title, you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. It's good because atheists read the Bible more than theists.
So, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, See, I have called by name Beelzebul, the son of Uri, the son of Hur.
I got it. The Bible.
That is correct, but more specifically, what is the name of the book that it is in the Bible?
Exodus.
Correct. Can you get the chapter?
God, no. Moses is a dead giveaway for the Exodus.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't appear in any other book other than the Bible. He might be in another book. I don't know.
All right, I'll give you another one.
I need to pull chat back up.
Yeah, Spooky. I don't know if you got that before Brant or after Brant, but
oh, you weren't paying attention. I'm sure he got it before me.
Yeah,
especially because my first guess was, well, the Bible.
Yeah. All right, Spooky, if you want to jump on stream,
that would be badass. You don't have to have a camera. You can use your phone.
Oh yeah, phone is fine. Scroll up. Oh, is his mic? Yeah. I think he was saying his mic's not working or something like that.
You too?
No, Spooky. Yeah. Spooky, you can use your phone. You don't need to use your headsets or a mic or anything. If you just want to use the mic that's built in on your phone, that's fine.
You are more knowledgeable than me, says Terry. Oh, to somebody else probably.
Yeah, he wouldn't ever be talking like that to one of us.
Do you read what Spooky said about my hat being over the camera?
Oh yeah, hat stop snipers. Fact.
It is true. It is true.
All right. So.
Oh, this was a philosophy I read earlier. If anybody missed it.
Oh wow. Spooky's just gotten. Wow. We can't afford him apparently. I mean, which is probably true.
Who can't we afford?
Spooky.
Oh, I see. When you said we can't afford him instead of me, I read him because undiagnosed dyslexia. I don't know.
Okay. So, okay. Next verse. And Miriam and Aaron spake unto Moses because the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman.
Nothing wrong with that.
Can you get that?
I'm just trying to think about where exactly in canon Starvin Marvian's Thels Park falls.
No. That, I think, is my new favorite verse in the Bible. And Miriam and Aaron spake unto Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman.
Look up Numbers 32:23. It's the verse I used to just send to atheists when I was a theist.
Numbers.
I didn't send it to them. I didn't computer back then, but I'd just be like, look up 32:23 in Numbers.
Well, you were correct. That was Numbers, by the way. Numbers 32.
23 or 23:32 if it doesn't go that high in chapters. I think it might be 23:32.
20. All right. Numbers chapter 27. So 22, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
23.
Chapter 23. What was the verse?
32.
32, 27. It goes up to 30, and then it's in chapter.
Okay. So it has to be 23:32 then.
Chapter 23, 30, what?
Yeah. Chapter 23:32.
Yeah, chapter 23 only goes up to verse 30.
Oh. And what that? Or then it must be just what?
Did you mean chapter 32?
I must have meant that. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. No wonder why why nobody ever got back to me when I told them that.
Yeah.
Like, are you
Numbers?
What kind of adult are you?
Yeah. Chapter 32. What was the verse? 23. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out.
Damn straight. Yeah, pretty pathetic, right? Like, yeah, you're gonna go to hell.
Spooky. Moses is also in Numbers. Yeah, because some people spake unto him about a woman he married.
An Ethiopian woman.
An Ethiopian woman.
Which isn't a bad thing. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Actually, I'm going to go back to that and try to figure out why they spake unto him about...
I find the Old Testament to be kind of Jewish.
You don't say.
Yeah. A little bit of Hebrew in there, too. Which is good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with Hebrew.
The last apartment I was in, our neighbor was a Jew for Jesus. And every night I'd see him reading with his yarmulke on the Torah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Every night I'd see him reading the Torah. And I'd be like, wow, I feel so worldly. I know somebody who knows Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. It's like I live in New York or something, but it's North Idaho.
Yeah, so I want to figure out. So chapter 12 in Numbers, I want to figure out why they were spaking unto him about a Ethiopian woman. And they said, "Hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us?" And the Lord heard it. Wait, what's the Ethiopian woman have to do with that?
Sorry, I'm making a joke in chat.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Terry asked if Moses was the guy who built the boat.
No, that was Noah.
No, I wrote in chat. No, that was another guy.
That's true. It's not wrong.
Yeah, no. AH, yeah. Horrible. I should, for my sense of humor, I should be a father because of all my dad jokes, but
I just realized that. Now I'm sad. You've made me sad, Brent.
that I don't have a child.
No, that your joke in chat.
Yeah. Oh, you just now realized what it meant?
No,
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yep.
I think it's hereditary or something.
Hey, wait, we have 5 people viewing this right now.
I don't know if it counts me watching on my computer. It probably does because I'm watching it down here.
And here. I'm watching it here. So there's like 3 people watching right now.
And I have it opened up in Firefox on my main personal computer.
So there's 2 people watching, Terry and Spooky. You are the 2 people watching.
Yep. And me twice.
And me once. So
hell yeah.
Terry and Spooky, this is for you.
You two could be next. The what?
Hugo and Jake.
I'm not nearly fat enough.
I mean, I'm on my way.
I eat Lean Pockets. I mean, I don't eat Hot Pockets, but I eat Lean Pockets, and I know they eat a lot of Hot Pockets, so we're like the fit Hugo and Jake.
I wouldn't exactly call myself fit.
I call myself Brant. A lot of things.
Brant, do you happen to have a Bible with you?
In storage. Most everything I own is in storage. It really sucks. I have one on my phone.
Oh yeah, mate. Pull that out. We're being Hugo and Jake here. We're starting an atheist Bible study.
Oh no, we're not. We have to do something a little bit better than that. That's already been done. We need to find a PDF of L. Ron Hubbard's books.
That is a far better idea than whatever I had.
That would be good if it wasn't all behind paywalls. I bet it's all behind paywalls.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh. Yeah, Terry. Yeah, he's an Aussie. He doesn't know who Hugo and Jake are.
What? No, that's no excuse. Look up anything.
Hugo and Jake are 2 fat guys on YouTube who read the Bible.
2 more than lean guys.
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find L. Ron Hubbard's book in PDF form.
Spooky, it's only $80 a month. I think I can handle it. Spooky was saying he looks forward to seeing my stuff on the next Storage Wars.
Yeah. Um. No, there's books Scientology tried to ban. Oh wait, the Scientology website I think has those books.
I'm sure for a price.
Oh, the beginning books package, $205.
Have I paid my storage this month? Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. You may have
Oh yeah,
got me, Spooky. You may have gotten me. We're not near funny enough to be Hugo and Jake. That's a problem.
that's true.
If we had a sense of humor, we could be the next Hugo and Jake. And I need comic books behind me. All I have are chick tracks.
And I have a sheet, so
signed by none other than Hugo and Jake.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to find if we really want, we should find PDFs of Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health, by L. Ron Hubbard.
I think that Shannon Q might have a problem with that if we were to put any authority in what we were saying about psychology.
Well, yeah, no, of course not. We're just making fun of Scientologists.
Okay, that's fine. I just don't want to overstep.
Oh, of course not. Dianetics.
Because she thinks I'm funny, apparently. She told me it was great. She asked when the next time I was streaming in a thread in a bunch of chats, in like a chat thread, and I was like, oh well, Christy's stream days there was multiple people in chat. So I like gave everybody else's stream schedule except for my own, and she was like, no, I was talking about you. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, no, I don't have a stream schedule. I don't know. Holy crap, thank you.
Well, I do assume that you're going to be here on Saturdays, at least for a while, because I need somebody else.
Yeah. Until Landon stops getting so hungover, maybe.
Both of you, come on. But yeah. I found a PDF of Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health.
Throw it up on screen. We can at least read the context or content. Oh, yeah. Not context. We can read the context. Yeah.
Second. I'm gonna pop this up here.
Who wants to buy this from me? It's a hard drive from a coworker. Has a lot of information on it. I'm bad at winking. Information, financial records. Nobody? No takers?
Why do you have a PDF of that?
Oh, I bought his PDF. I bought his computer for fixing his other computer. And now I'm going to give that computer to my dad for Christmas. But I'm going to make this into... Hold on. I feel like Lavender Lady with all my walking around. Well, that's expensive. I shouldn't have lost that. Holy crap. I'll just grab one of these. Yeah. Jesus. All right. One of these. We're going to make that into...
Huh. Okay.
And I'm just rolling. And this is what I have in my other laptop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I have another solid state drive up there that I'm not going to bother to get. It was like $600 worth of solid state drives I just dropped on the ground because I'm just in debt. I mean,
okay,
rolling in the money.
All right, so
you have something in your eye?
So this should be... Can everyone see that? Like, is the PDF up on the screen?
Yes. It's not on. I don't know. Yes, I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, well.
Let me open up the actual. Yes, it is up. It is up. And that's
Okay.
what we'll have to look at too, anyway.
So, dedicated to Will Burnett. Or Burnant. Whatever that name is.
Oh, Terry's unemployed, guys. We need to help him out.
Terry?
I hope you're getting money from the checks I make. And I hope the system is working. Wait, you live in Australia. I hope you're getting unemployment from my checks. From America. Because that makes sense.
Total sense.
Yeah. Nickels and dimes. And pennies. And cents.
More money than I'm making. Alright.
Yeah, but you're a student. So that's fair.
So here's the synopsis. Do we want to skip that?
Can you zoom in any way for people who are looking at the chat and the screen at the same time?
Like this?
Yeah, just zoom. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's zooming. A little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that would be nice to learn about.
Alright, so we want to read the synopsis. Alright, so I'll take this first paragraph or two. The creation of Dianetics is a milestone for man, comparable to his discovery of fire and superior to his invention of the wheel and arch. Dianetics. G.R. Dianoa thought. Don't know what that is the science of mind. Far simpler than physics or chemistry, it compares with them in the exactness of its axioms and is a considerably higher echelon of usefulness. The hidden source of all psychosomatic illnesses. You good, Brant?
Yeah, I'm good. I just had to prove that's just not a box for Terry.
All right, so yeah, far simpler than physics or chemistry, it compares with them in the exactness of its axioms and is on a considerably higher echelon of usefulness. The hidden source of all psychosomatic illnesses and human aberrations has been discovered, and skills have been developed for their invariable cure. Okay then. Dianetics is actually a family of sciences embracing the various humanities and translating them into usefully precise definitions. The present volume deals with individual Dianetics and is a handbook containing the necessary skills both for the handling of interpersonal relationships and the treatment of the mind. With the techniques presented in this handbook, the psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, and intelligent layman can successfully and invariably treat all psychosomatic illnesses
All
and
psychosomatic illnesses.
all of them, and
all of them.
inorganic aberrations. Every single one. This is gold, man. This is
This is.
Yeah, like why aren't
amazing.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like we should get Shannon on here just to also read this with us. More importantly, the skills offered in this handbook will produce the Dianetic clear. An optimum individual with intelligence considerably greater than the current normal, or the Dianetic release. An individual who has been freed from his major anxieties or illnesses. The release can be done in less than 20 hours of work and is a state superior to any produced by several years of psychoanalysis, since the release will not release.
Censor release will not release. What do they mean by that?
I don't know.
That just sounds like word salad. That whole thing just sounded like word salad to me. I don't know.
The entire religion is word salad.
Well, no, it's based
except the tax forms.
Facts and figures, I'm sure. I mean, it can't just base an entire religion on just, especially if it's called science. If it has science in the name,
exactly,
it's obviously founded upon something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like a there you go, like a blue pill. Oh, that was another thing I was gonna say. Your re-upload of that last chat stream, or that last stream, chat wasn't included. So you may want to go into your settings and change that so you can read the chat when you rewatch it.
Oh yeah, but I don't think I can do that right now with this.
Oh wait, no, not now. I'm saying you can go back and fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But tweet real quick at Shannon that we're reading the reading this. Let's I want her on here, or at least to know about it.
Yep.
So shall I almost dropped my computer.
Yes.
I shall continue. The release can be done in less than 20 hours of work and is a state superior to any produced by several years of psychoanalysis, since the release will not release. I think they mean that once you are released, you cannot be unreleased, like you will not be recaptured.
Can you do me a favor and just spell Dianetics?
Sure. D-I-A.
Hold up. Reading about D-I-A.
N-E-T-I-C-S.
Thank you.
No problem. Dianetics, the modern science of mental health.
All right, you can continue reading.
Dianetics is an exact science. Its application is on the order of, but simpler than, engineering. Its axioms should be not confused with theories, since they demonstrably exist as natural laws hitherto undiscovered. Man has known many portions of Dianetics in the past 1,000 years, but the data was not evaluated for importance, was not organized into a body of precise knowledge. In addition to things known, if not evaluated, Dianetics includes a large number of new discoveries of its own about thought and mind.
Now, we were just talking about Shannon. Oh, no, I read it. I was on a different page and I came back. I did tweet that out to her, though.
Perfect, yeah. The axioms may be found on page 42 of this volume. Understood and applied, they embrace the field of human endeavor and thought and yield precision results.
Is it possible for you to post the link to this in the chat so I can pull it up and read along? That'd be cool. I just got a message back, I think. Yep.
Nope, that's my Facebook.
Shannon said, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
One sec, I'm just gonna hop to my channel. You can all see my... All right, there we go. There you go. there's your Dianetics.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Next time we do this, if we want to do it not over stream, I can do this over OBS, and it can be like nice and super readable on like one side of the screen, then we can be on the other. If we want to do this at some other point. So
I'm sorry, I'm just messing your back.
Yeah, we'd love to have our opinions on these.
Yeah, I think she'll understand what I mean. Interesting stuff. We're making fun of it and not taking any kind of authority.
Exactly. No, we're not Scientologists. At least,
and we're not psychologists or counselors or professionals of any kind. I am a professional at a print shop. I professionally stack paper. I'm really good at it. I'm a
professional asshole. All my work is pro bono, however. So
hey, that's free almost.
Yeah.
All right, read on. Sorry.
The first contribution of Dianetics is the discovery that the problems of thought and mental function can be resolved within the bounds of the finite universe, which is to say that all data needful to the situation of mental actions and man's endeavor can be measured, sensed, and experienced as scientific truths, independent of mysticism or metaphysics. The various axioms are not assumptions or theories, the case of past ideas about the mind, but are laws which can be subjected to the most vigorous laboratory and clinical tests. The first law of Dianetics is a statement of the dynamic principle of existence. The dynamic principle of existence is survive. Just like that. Survive. Boom. I think we should all take that in our notebooks. You know?
The dynamic principle of existence is survive. Is that a true statement?
I don't know.
Or do you choose survival? I guess you choose survival.
Yeah. I mean,
but not the way they've stated it. This is
no.
I mean, that's just that no, not even wrong. I call drink not even wrong. Because yeah, okay, and please explain. Like
yeah, I think they will.
So the fuck what?
Yeah. Ready? No behavior or activity has been found to exist without this principle. It is not new that life is surviving. It is new that life has as its entire dynamic urge only survive. Its entire dynamic urge
survival.
Only survive.
That was urge only survival. So it is new that life has its entire dynamic urge to survival. What?
I think maybe we're just being dumb and reading this wrong. But what I think is being meant is that the idea that life's entire dynamic urge is to survive is a new idea.
It's all such bullshit, though. It's like telling people things that they should already it's just kind of common knowledge. Like, yeah, dynamic. I'm still stuck on the big words they put right out in front.
And this is only the synopsis.
I know. Shannon did show up in chat.
Shannon, if you want to jump onto the stream, please. I will post link for you.
Oh, and here's the philosophy I read, Shannon. I know I'm small, but you might be able to read it.
Here, yeah.
It took me a while to pronounce.
One sec. Like here, I'm gonna just copy this link.
She's putting her kid down.
Well, after that.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you have to put your kid down. That's always tough.
Brant.
No.
Right.
That's awful.
Survival is divided into 4 dynamics. Survival can be understood to lie in any one of the dynamics and by faulty logic can be explained in terms of any one dynamic. Okay. A man can be said to survive for self alone, and by this all behaviors can be formulated. He can be said to survive for sex alone, and by sex alone all behaviors can be formulated. He can be said to survive.
You know, that's a good point. That brings up a good point. When I was 14, I had somewhat of a suicidal tendency, a little bit. I just felt like ending it all because I was a dumb little teenage shit. And I prayed to God. I didn't want to die a virgin. I was just like, please don't let me die a virgin. Just let me get laid before I off myself. And then I got laid. Then I was like, please just let me do that 6 or 7 or 100 more times.
Yeah.
And, you know, it kept me alive through those rough teenage years.
I mean, sex is a pretty good reason not to kill yourself.
Yeah. I was just lucky not to have been born asexual.
Yeah. All right. So he can be said to survive for the group only or for mankind only. And in either of these, the entire endeavor and behavior of the individual can be equated and explained. These are 4 equations equations of survival, each one apparently true. However, the entire problem of the purpose of man cannot be resolved unless one admits all 4 dynamics in each individual. Admits all 4 dynamics in each individual. So equated, the behavior of the individual can be estimated with precision. These dynamics can embrace the activity of one or many men. Okay. And now they list the 4 dynamics. Dynamic number 1. Brant, do you want to take these?
Sure, I'll give it a go. Let me just get on the right keyboard here so I can scroll down a bit. I might not be on the same page as you. Let's see.
It's page 6.
Oh, page 6. No wonder. I am scrolling down. It's introduction. I'm using Firefox. So dynamic 1, the urge of the individual to reach the highest potential of survival in terms of self and immediate. See, that's why I knew I was going to have to read. Symbiotes. What is a symbiote? You might know this.
I kind of know what it is, but I don't want to give you the wrong definition, and so I will look it up.
Sorry, I just read chat for like a second. When I'm in a chat and I say LOL, I mean it. A lot of times I'll never say LOL if I don't mean it. I do laugh out loud.
It's still looking up in the dictionary. So just symbiotes. Symbiotes, I guess, is the verb form for things that are symbiotic.
All right. Like a symbiotic relationship, like those eels that attach on the bellies of sharks.
Yeah. So I guess those would be symbiotes.
Huh. Or the birds that are on top of the rhinos.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamic 2. The urge of the individual to reach the highest potential of survival in terms of sex, the act and the creation of children and their rearing.
So why aren't they pushing for a full quiver movement of some kind? I haven't heard about that in Scientology. Oh, Jen's back. Jen Morgan is back.
Jen! So,
Now
as
we
soon
have
as we.
two smart people here.
Yeah.
Yay!
Like, I
Oh,
guess we started,
I
like,
meant
doing
four.
something new and interesting.
I meant four. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we started doing something new and I guess somewhat interesting, and suddenly we got people to watch again.
Yay!
Alright, so,
All right, sorry.
Dynamic 3, Brent?
Dynamic 3, the urge of the individual to reach the highest potential of survival in terms of group, whether civil, political, or racial, and the symbiotics of that group. Maybe, is there a second definition for symbiotic?
Or symbiotes? I think it just means, like, like, symbiotes would be people who you live symbiotically with, or...
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't break my navel. No. No?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I think L. Ron Hubbard here was just, or whoever's writing the synopsis, was just using big words to sound smart.
I think so. Because it really pulls the reader in and it makes you go, I understand that and I can relate.
Yeah, it does sound more like a science-y work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's supposed to be relatable to a general, like just a layman.
Yeah.
It's awful,
Dynamic,
really. It really is awful.
Dynamic 4. The urge of the individual to reach the highest potential of survival in terms of mankind and the symbiotes of mankind. Shannon!
Oh,
Hello!
hello, Shannon.
So, yes. If you...
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm kind of starstruck right now.
Oh, stop it.
Same. like Shannon,
cool.
you were on the list of people that I've been meaning that I want to eventually have on my stream. And now I have you on my stream.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. This is exciting. I scrolled up and found the link. This is really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'll be quiet so that I'm not interrupting unless I find something pertinent to say. I don't want to be an interloper. Thank you for inviting me.
You can you're more than welcome to interlope.
Oh yes, please do.
That sounds awful. But yeah, if like we were just now mispronouncing something, I'm sure.
Oh, good. Yeah. Wonderful. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen Morgan is saying symbiotes co-survive.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hi, Jen.
Cool. So the 4 dynamics are to reach the highest potential of survival in terms of the self, in terms of sex, both the act, the creation of children, and their rearing. The highest potential of survival in terms of the group, whether civil, political, or racial, and in terms of mankind and its symbiotes. I feel like 3 and 4 are kind of similar, you know?
They could be grouped together. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if it's one of their numbers that they just like. It's kind of like the 12 commandments. There's 12 because numbers.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they do just like the number 4.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm rereading the urge of the individual church. I'm sorry, I'm catching up. I'm probably really dragging you guys down.
No,
it's fine. It's fine.
We just jumped into this before we were reading obituaries from the 1950s. So
yeah,
I don't understand what they mean by symbiotes, though. Are they referring to like, well, because they believe in thetans, right? So when they're referring to symbiotes, are they referring to thetans and their unity with the individual human?
I wasn't even thinking like that.
And
that would make sense in their vernacular because they believe the thetans are bonded with all people. So they would see them as the symbiotes, I would think. If this is Scientology, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Scientology. The only thing I was going to say is, could this be on a more lower level for people just entering Scientology, and maybe you don't learn about that?
Yeah,
well, I think that must be one of the fundamental principles, though.
Yeah,
like when it comes to Scientology, it would have to be. Otherwise, like, do you think? Well, I suppose they could spring that on people because they do that monitoring. The where you hold those two things, and it's fundamentally like a galvanic skin response, almost like a lie detector test, and they call it, what do they call it? Goodness.
I know what you're talking about. It's an interview or whatever.
Yeah, it is, but they have a specific terminology for it, but I can't remember it right now.
When you are
an audit.
Audit, yes, thank you. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much. What do I call you, by the way? Do I call you like atheist joke? What do I refer to?
Most people have been calling me either Mikaeel or Malik, is generally what I've been getting.
What's your preference?
Either one, really. I'm just so happy people are saying my name.
Well, I'll say Mikaeel is your name, is it? Mikaeel?
Yes.
Is that your proper name? Okay. Mikaeel, I'll try to, if I mispronounce it, please let me know. But I think that might
fine.
What the
everyone is actually mispronouncing it. Is
Brant knows what you're really trying to say.
Well, he's not wrong. Technically, it's supposed to be pronounced Mikaeel.
I'll never be able to do that. I'm so sorry.
Nope.
No, I don't even pronounce it that way.
I am way too Nova Scotian. Way too Nova Scotian. It's a miracle I can pronounce anything at all. Where did you find this? This is really fascinating. I've never really read through any Scientology literature.
Oh, I just looked up on the Google machine, Dianetics, the modern science of the human mind, or whatever it is. Dianetics, the modern science of mental health. It's one of...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I just had a physical response.
That's probably all your bad Thetan.
Brant, I adore you. Your deadpan humor makes me so happy.
Pretty good.
It's mental. Scientology is something that particularly annoys me because they have an entire museum dedicated to why psychology and psychiatry are bullshit. They have an entire propaganda machine that's wholly dedicated to deterring people from seeking mental health assistance.
Which is fucked up.
Horrifying. They have a horrifying machine, like just a whole propaganda machine that's dedicated to it, a museum and everything.
Oh yeah. Wow. So, I wasn't sure if like Brant and I were going to like do this, like read this kind of thing, but I think from now on, this is probably the Saturday show. Is reading Scientology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scientology.
He first said we could be like Hugo and Jake and read the Bible, and I was like,
Bible.
That's been done. That's been done. That's
to death
been done a few times. So learning about something actually founded in science is probably.
Come at me, Tom Cruise.
Important.
Fight me.
No, it's important.
No. Say what you really think.
I love that you have Crayola crayons and a piece of paper that just has philosophy written on it. Hard at work. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure the context, but it pleases me.
Well, the original stream was called Brant Reads Philosophy.
So you just read that off a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Good stream. That's good premise.
I don't have any philosophy books.
Yeah, and then we rambled on for like 2 hours.
Yep. We did look
That's the way
through that
most
old
streams go.
Bible. That old Bible was pretty cool because it was a Bible he bought at an estate sale from the 50s, and there's a bunch of little pamphlets and notes and obituary notices and things just all throughout it from whatever family it was.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's something
Really
I'll probably
funny.
go through.
It was really funny. There was like this 16-year-old kid who died in a shoe factory.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
That is kind of interesting.
It is sad.
But those were the four dynamics of Scientology, or the four dynamics of survival.
It sounds like the four dynamics of doing an audit, or no. I don't know. What is this called again?
I don't know. So it was saying that these are the four dynamics of life.
What did it say down? It said something about the clear goal of, it was underneath the dynamics, that the clear goal was something about psychotic, and I missed it.
Oh,
the clear goal,
motivated.
The clear goal of Dianetic therapy can be created from psychotic, neurotic, deranged, criminal, or normal people if they have organically sound nervous systems. Oh my god. The basic nature of mankind, and that basic nature has been found uniformly and invariably to be good. That is now an established scientific fact.
Not an opinion.
Oh my god, I can't see the rest of it because it's under our pictures. But oh my gosh. Not an opinion. Okay. The clear. Oh, and going clear is what happens when you reach the final level. So that must be what he's talking about. The clear has attained a stable state on a very high plane. He gender specific. I guess. Well, fuck me. I guess he is. Sorry, I swore on your thing. He is persistent and vigorous and pursues life with enthusiasm and satisfaction. He is motivated by the four dynamics as above. He has attained full power and he's hidden abilities. Oh my gosh.
He is the chosen one.
Oh my goodness. He's really saying that all entities, essentially, referring to human entities, if they have a sound nervous system, because you can have a completely screwed as fuck nervous system, by the way, and be your cognitive faculties can be fully intact. I have multiple sclerosis. I'm aware of these things. I feel like my cognitive faculties are fully intact, but my nervous system is fucked. Oh my gracious.
Really, that just means you can't be a Scientologist. You know?
Oh, thank God.
Or you haven't been working hard enough at it.
Exactly. You gotta get a couple audits.
That's all the time. That's my main problem in life. I don't work.
I'm sure that's where multiple sclerosis comes from, is people who are so far from Scientology.
Yeah.
It's not genetics.
I just need to try harder. I need to try harder and be one with my Thetan and work towards rearing children, apparently, and become a man and not have multiple sclerosis, and I'll be clear. I could probably do that tomorrow if I tried hard enough.
Yeah, just gotta get rid of your get rid of the bad Thetans.
Oh, goddamn Thetans. That's the main problem in my life, really. Every time something happens with fucking Thetans. Goddamn Thetans. Every time. Every time with the Thetans.
One job.
Scientology is at an all-time low. So their members are dwindling, luckily. So
yeah.
Because people have access to information now or whatever. That's weird.
Yeah. It helps.
The ambition of one or more dynamics in an individual causes an abdurated condition, tends toward mental derangement and psychosomatic illnesses, and causes the individual to make irrational conclusions and act, still in an effort to survive, in destructive ways.
Oh my gosh. Psychosomatic illness and causes individual to make irrational conclusions and acts or whatever.
Wait,
so what he go ahead. No, please go ahead.
He was so if we understand the four dynamics, wanting to bone, wanting to be good in the group, what were the other two? Wanting to be basically the highest terms of survival in the self, wanting to bone, and then wanting to do the best for your group, and then wanting to do with. So if anyone both wants to have children, but also reach the highest potential of survival in their group, so like become the president. So if they want kids and to become the president, they have a psychosomatic illness.
That's fascinating to me. Whether civil, political, racial. Wow. Mm-hmm. That like it's self-refuting though. Like within paragraphs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
And people read this and were like, yeah.
Oh no, they didn't just read this. They read like 10 books.
Which cost a lot of money.
$250.
200. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. I get like the psychosomatic part. Like when you say psychosomatic illnesses, that could mean a myriad of things. That gives you a blanket. That gives you a blanket that you can use for any illness, particularly probably in their interest, psychological illnesses. So if somebody had depression, for example, you could say, well, you're not fulfilling your dynamics and you're not, I don't know, being good to your Satan, your symbiote, and you aren't in uniformity, and thus that's your problem.
Yeah.
So it gives them the opportunity to usurp legitimate psychological illnesses and also probably legitimate physiological illnesses. But because they say psychosomatic illnesses and they use general terms, that would allow them, because of its ambiguity, to say, well, obviously we're not talking about physiological illnesses. Go treat your cancer. However, your bipolar disorder or your schizophrenia, don't treat that, even though they're both physiological ailments, but aren't recognized as such. It gives you that ambiguity, that ambiguity of language.
They're about to alone say, oh no, it is psychosomatic still. Okay. I was just reading ahead a bit to see if they mention anything about physical ailments.
Dynamic techniques delete without drugs, hypnotism, surgery, shock, or other artificial means. The blocks from these various dynamics. The removal of these blocks permit the free flow of various dynamics and, of course, result in a heightened
persistency.
Oh, thank you. Persistency in life and a much higher intelligence.
Dianetic techniques deletes without drugs. Hypnotism. No drugs. Surgery. How do you delete surgery?
It's like, well, I had my arm removed. I had to get it amputated, but it's back.
Wow. Shock. Oh my gracious.
Shock.
Hypnotism is fascinating to me. Why introduce hypnotism unless you're going to try to convince people that they're being compelled to do something in a psychological state that was impinged upon them, as opposed to intrinsically a part of how they think. That's interesting.
Yeah. And this is just the first book. And this is just the synopsis.
Oh my God. My heart hurts. Oh my God. I've been researching Christian counseling and this is worse.
I think Brent and I just opened up a whole new front.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, there are other YouTube channels who do Scientology stuff.
Yeah. But how many of them have had Shannon Q on their stream?
0. 0%. 0%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Dianetics.
He talks about this a lot. The precision of Dianetics. You know, he says that a lot. That Dianetics is very precise. That you can use it with precision. You know, the precision of Dianetics makes it possible to impede or release these dynamics at will with invariable results. Invariable results.
That it's so funny to use something precise like precision and then just use ambiguous terms afterwards, because that allows you to say something is precise no matter what the results, because it's you can use post hoc reasoning at any point in time. Like whatever results you think from an internal perspective you're receiving. So you could go through one of these audits or whatever the fuck, and you could say, okay, well now I feel X. Right. And X could be, well, I was conflicted about something internally and I no longer feel conflicted. You could be like, well, it was very precise and it acted specifically upon that. But they're not giving you what it specifically acts upon in any of these statements. They're saying precision and then using general terminology afterwards.
Well, on that same point, I did have a question for Shannon. Okay. I guess it's not technically the same. What the fuck is Boxing Day?
Oh my god, are you kidding me? You don't know what Boxing
Day is? That? No, I don't know what Boxing Day is.
I'm still reeling from the fact that people don't understand what a levy is. But Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. The day after Christmas is Boxing Day. It's a holiday.
How is that a holiday? Do you get it off?
Yeah. You get statutory holiday. We don't get Christmas Eve off. We get Boxing Day off.
You use statutory in a different way? Or not in a different way. I was going to say in a different context. Okay. I didn't know that word can be used in any other context than the one it normally is used in.
What's the context it's usually used in? Statutory. That means it's legislatively mandatory that you give people the day off of work. It's statutory.
Oh, I guess I'd normally hear it as a statute.
It is a statute.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't know.
Legislatively mandated.
Yeah. All right. I was thinking, yep. Okay, so it's called Boxing Day because that's when all the best fighters are.
No, all right. No, it's because, and no, you want to hear the actual reason? And it's horrible. Boxing Day was the day after Christmas, and that's the day, if you had servants in a household in Britain, that any of the gifts that you weren't interested in or gifts that other people brought you in the household, you would box them up and you would give them to your servants. And Boxing Day was the day that the servants got gifts.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so sweet.
My servants really love it.
I'm sure. I'm glad you get that day off for your servants.
So that I can appreciate my servants. And it was also their only day off because on Christmas, all of the servants had to work. So Boxing Day was the day that anybody who worked in a service position actually had off. And now they're both rolled together and everybody gets both off here because we're part of the Commonwealth. We're a British Commonwealth.
I mean, aren't we all servants and masters to somebody?
I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, true.
No thanks. All set. Just ask Paul Gia.
Yeah. I was going to say, if anybody's a servant, that would be Paul. Video editing.
He does do my video editing. Bless his heart, he does.
Oh, he does a great job too.
He's quite insistent on it, as a matter of fact, because he knows I fuck it up.
I think it may have been his last video. I ran into Paul on movie night after he posted his last video, and I told him, you need to put up a seizure warning. Holy shit. I don't have...
Oh, that was the second... He actually felt really bad about that, to be perfectly honest with you. He was a fan who's actually a Christian, made that for him with his band and sent it to him. And he thought it would be really cool to do this like psychedelic, like hard metal thing, and just didn't think. And he got a couple of messages about seizure warnings, and he felt awful awful, 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 awful. So he was like, I'm never using that again. He's like, I feel really bad that I made the intro. Like I've like he was devastated about it. Like I just drove him to the airport yesterday. Actually, he was just here. Yeah, he felt bad about it. He felt super bad about it.
Well,
because
what's funny is, I just feel like I'm being a SJW right now, picking up someone else's torch because I don't get seizures. I enjoyed it. It's just I know people who do.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And I did. Well, I didn't even see it until it aired because I don't see his videos ahead of time, even though people think that I do. I don't.
I wouldn't think that. Well, there wouldn't be any reason to.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I do if it has some sort of psychological component or communication component that he thinks that I might be able to contribute to. And I used to see them all because I used to do all of his B-roll before I had a channel and got super busy because apparently the universe decided I needed to be a YouTuber. And so I used to see them all, but I really don't anymore. Even the ones that I'm in, I don't see them. I just send him sound files and I'm like, dude, there you go.
And we have unveiled the truth.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
Sometimes I see the scripts. Sometimes I'll see the scripts if like,
okay,
but not necessarily the videos.
A lot of times you don't need to because of with Bodhi, you can just say
whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the thing you may not know about Paul is he puts everything through a peer review. All of his scripts after he's written them, he sends them to a group of experts, scientists specifically
academics.
who are and academics who are experts in the fields that he's referencing. So like Herman Mays, sometimes he'll send them to me most of the time he'll send them to me, especially to tweak because my expertise is in communication theory. And yeah, so he sends them out regardless because he wants to make sure that he's tight. He wants to make sure that what he's saying is right because he's an autodidact and sometimes you could be wrong. And he wants to cross his T's and dot all his I's and make sure that what he's putting out is right. So he holds it up to scrutiny before it even sees the light of day.
Wow. That's dedication.
All I know is the first time I saw you live, I thought she had darker hair.
Oh, I have pretty dark hair. This is my natural hair. I haven't even had a haircut in like 2 years.
I was just going off of the character I always saw in Pangea.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I guess that works.
It kind of looks like me.
Yeah, it looks like you. It totally looks like you.
Hope that was just...
All right, where's the next part on here? Sorry I sidetracked. I'm glad I didn't tell the Christmas shopping story.
The hidden source of all inorganic mental disturbance and psychosomatic illness was one of the discoveries of Dianetics. This source had been unknown and unsuspected, though vigorously sought for thousands of years. That the discovery source is the source... The discovered source is the source requires less laboratory proof than would have been necessary to have proven the correctness of William Harvey's discovery of the circulation of blood. The proof does not depend upon a laboratory test with complicated apparatus, but can be made in any group of men by any intelligent individual. I don't know what that means.
Mental disturbance. Okay, I need to reread.
Are they talking about the device used to read thetans, maybe?
I don't... Maybe?
It can be made by any men?
Only men, though. No women.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they make that very clear.
Okay.
They don't say they once in here.
Is the source requires... Oh, this is bad.
This is bad.
The hidden source of all inorganic mental disturbance. Inorganic mental... So they're essentially... And psychosomatic illness. So when they say... I'm starting to glean the fact that when they say psychosomatic, they mean mental. And inorganic, they're essentially saying anything that happens in your head has no physical component. It's either you caused it by thinking it, you instantiated it by bringing it upon yourself by having a poor mental state because you haven't sought them, or inorganic mental disturbance essentially removes the chemical and physiological components of mental illness. So these assholes.
Yeah.
This source has been unknown and unsuspected, though vigorously sought. So they're saying that nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Except
nobody has any idea. For
they cite a professional that has nothing to do with what they're talking about.
Yeah, they're just name dropping that.
Discovered circulation of blood. Okay.
No, because they're making it analogous.
Yeah, but
because the circulation of blood was. Yeah, well, that's because they wanted to. That's probably because they wanted to have some sort of tangible, abject sort of point of reference for this, because the discovered source is the source requires less laboratory proof than would have been necessary to have proven the correctness of William Harvey's blah blah blah, because you needed laboratory proof to prove the circulation of blood, but the proof does not depend on laboratory tests when it comes to psychological interests or psychological conditions. The apparatus can be made by any group of men, by any intelligent individual, which is saying that essentially it's intrinsic and apparent. So anybody can intuitively figure this out if they're attuned to the way that I'm telling you to think.
See, I'm so glad that we have you here and someone who's actually smart on the stream.
You're actually smart. Stop. I'm just infuriated because this is overlapping me in two areas. One, psychology, because I studied neurochemistry.
One moment.
Totally fine. And two, communication theory, because I studied how to best communicate things. And this is both of them in play. They're using psychological communication theory to undermine psychology and psychiatry is what they're doing. They're using ambiguous terminology and leading terminology and propaganda.
It really is propaganda.
I have to bounce for just a couple minutes. My dog needs to be walked really quick.
Dog.
Please feel free to continue the stream and be entertaining, all that kind of stuff.
Be entertaining, Brant.
I had to earlier because his power cut out for a second and he lost his internet and the stream crashed and I was left here just reading Evolution Slam Dunk.
Oh, RJ's book! You got RJ's book?
Yeah, I have RJ's book.
Oh, Brant, I like you every day.
RJ lives like 40 minutes away from me, and I asked him if he'd sign it, and he said yes, and then he didn't. I haven't done that. And we were like, he didn't feel like going out, I didn't feel like going out, so we both said, I have it.
I have a plan that we should get as many people as possible to buy RJ's books and send them to Kenthoven.
Oh, Kent would just set them on fire. That would be a waste of RJ's books, really. But it would be a support of RJ, and everybody should support RJ.
It would support RJ, and it would keep Hoven's family warm, and they still have a chance. They still have a chance.
That cult scares me, though. Like, you have to check your cell phones at the door when you get there. Like,
do you really?
Yes, absolutely.
Have you watched the Dinosaur Adventureland promo commercial?
Oh my god, it scared the shit out of me with the their like swimming hole that's like a reservoir that's like fucking
and
terrifying.
Kids getting pushed by adult like their rides are just rope swing. It's just total.
And the slide, oh god, it's bad. Like it's bad. And okay. So Paul found, or somebody sent him, because people send us fascinating things. The waiver that you have to sign when you go in. You have to sign a waiver that says that you will not film at all while you're there. You can't take pictures. If you're there as a tourist, you can't take pictures. You can't tweet. You can't do anything that may let the outside world know what it looks like and what's going on in there.
Now, here's a good question. What is the legal terms of this contract? Is it, do you get sued if you break it? Do they never let you on the premises again?
That, and they can definitely sue you. It has to do with libel. Like when you come in, you have to agree that you will never, or you will be subject to litigation. I'm pretty sure that's the terminology that's used, is that you will be subject to litigation.
So my name is James Smith from now on. I'm just saying that.
Oh my God.
I know where to find cameras. I know where to find cameras.
Oh my God, I'd love to see footage from inside there, aside from that fucking creepy drone footage that they had.
Oh, I was just thinking I should get a drone. I was just thinking that. I should get a drone.
And then you're not even signing.
Drone can't sign a contract yet.
Oh my God.
Yet.
And what Aaron's doing with him right now is so much fun.
I've been trying to keep up between work and everything else. And it turns out YouTubers keep uploading video after video after video. I know. I'd go broke.
Stop being my patron because I post one video a month.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. I'd go broke if you posted every day.
Thank you for being my patron.
Yeah. No.
But I can't though, because it takes so much research. Like,
oh yeah.
So much research in order to be able to do it right. Like other people that can do it on a weekly basis, I envy them. I'm like, I don't know how you have the mental capacity.
Wrong. That's how. A lot of times those people get stuff really wrong. And
Paul doesn't really. He does a weekly.
You know, like SciShow?
SciShow. Oh, Hank's show. Yeah, Hank Green's show. Yeah.
Hank Green, not the owner of YouTube or whatever. But the other Hank Green.
Mm-hmm.
He once referred to, I believe, okay, now don't quote me because I'm just talking about getting people wrong. And I might be getting this wrong. It may have been today I found out. Could have been that channel. Don't quote me. It was about which side is favored when breathing through your nostrils. Apparently everybody has like more air going into one or the other sinus. And if it's going into the right sinus, apparently you're going to be more creative and more artistic. What? And then the left, because your sinuses also absorb oxygen and it gets to that half of the brain. And it went on about this. And
that's not true.
I looked it up. It was from like the early 50s, 60s.
That's not.
It's been debunked. True. It's been debunked for like almost 100 years now. It's not true. It's completely false.
Blood brain. That's not how your brain gets oxygen.
But if you have to make no, it's not. It
gets it through your blood. Close. There's a blood-brain barrier. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. God, no.
It wasn't even close. And they just upload this video, and I was like, I thought about it. I was like, well, that kind of makes no, it doesn't make any sense. So I had to look it up. And so that's how they can upload a video every day. And it looks professional and it feels right until you, I'd rather you take 3 months to upload one proper video with actual facts than a video a week.
Yeah, that's what I do. What sucks though is because that's what I do, I'll never have a crazy following, because what happens is YouTube won't let you until you post heavy until you post heavy quantity. The YouTube algorithm is like whatever, right? So it's all just word of mouth, really, with me.
Makeup tutorial. Just start doing makeup tutorials in between. Everyone watches.
I'll never.
Us. No, okay,
yeah, everybody does. Everybody does, and you're right. And I've never even contemplated pandering to something that the algorithm would like. It never even crossed my mind. Because I never got into it for that reason. I got into it I never planned to have a channel to begin with. I had 1,000 subscribers before I had a channel, and a channel was an afterthought. I just roamed around the community talking to people because it means something to me, and I wanted conversations to start being better, I guess. So if I compromised that now, then I wouldn't be in it for the reasons that I want to be, and I want to be in it for I want like when I'm doing the Christian counseling videos, I want it to be as tight a package as possible, so that if and when somebody does come across it, it is on point and referenced and concise, and a package that if and when somebody does come across it, it resonates and can't be picked apart and undermined. I want it to be referenceable. Right. Yes, I want it to be right because it's important. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I want it to be right because it's important. I want it to be that if somebody else brings up Christian counseling or communication theory or whatever the case may be, they can confidently post my video because they've gone into the reference links that I've provided and they know that I'm not full of shit.
All right. That's what I want. Speaking of counseling, I was just going to read the next paragraph here. The source of aberration, can't pronounce it. This is why I hated Bible study. Every time I'd go over to my ex-wife's house when I was courting her in my teens.
Okay.
Every night her family would have Bible study.
Oh goodness.
And they'd always come to me, and I'd have me read, and I could never make it through a single paragraph or stanza. I don't know what you call it, but couldn't get through a chapter without screwing up every other word. All right. Sorry. That was a tangent. And
that's fine. I understand. I'm dyslexic. I get it.
Yeah. And I'm reading a screen that's all the way across the room from me. So it's an excuse.
I'll take it. It's fair.
The source of aberration. Aberration. Okay. Has been found to a shoot.
Do you want me to, I can go? How about it's right in front of me? It might be easier for me to okay.
It's like the first two words are just
horrible. No, it's far away from you too. The source of aberration has been found to be hitherto unsuspected submind. Okay, what's submind? Okay, stop commentating, Shannon.
Commentary is good, so we don't get copyright struck by the Church of Scientology.
Fuck those guys. Okay. Which, complete with its own recordings, underlies what man understands to be his conscious mind. The concept of the unconscious mind is replaced in Dianetics by the discovery that the unconscious mind is the only mind which is always conscious. That's just a really shitty play on words. That's not what it means. Unconscious means underlying thoughts that you're unaware of. Those aren't always conscious. Anyway, okay. In Dianetics, this submind is called the reactive mind. So they're just renaming the unconscious reactive mind. That's what they're doing here in this sentence. In Dianetics, a submind is called the reactive mind. They're saying the unconscious mind doesn't exist because it's always conscious, but we're going to name something the reactive mind and or submind, which is essentially the synonymous with the unconscious. A holdover from an earlier step in man's evolution. Okay. Okay. The reactive mind processes vigor and command power on a cellular level. What does that mean?
Well, because chemical interactions.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
possesses vigor. Sorry, I said processes. Possesses vigor and command power on a cellular level. Oh,
we are all made of cells.
But didn't they say earlier inorganic mental disturbance and psychosomatic illness? So they keep they're referential to inorganic mental disturbance, and all mental illness is psychosomatic. But they'll admit that the reactive mind operates on a cellular level. So that's confusing to me. How can a component of your mind operate on a cellular level? Interesting. Hello? It does not remember. It records. Those are synonyms. Okay. It uses the recordings only to produce action. It does not think. It selects recordings and impinges them upon the conscious mind.
Where are we at?
Oh.
You're in Boston. She's in Canada, and I'm in Idaho.
Oh my gosh. I have to go soon because it's midnight, but wow.
Yeah.
We've made it through one whole page of 250.
You guys have to keep doing this. This is awful.
Yeah, we really do. I posted the link in our little group chat to where you can find the same PDF. Print it out and hand it out and get it. Yeah. Spread the good news. You don't need counseling.
Psychology is bullshit.
Talking about Christian counseling.
Oh. See this thing on my wall? Like, I don't know if you can see it through my lights, but I wasted like $30,000 down the drain.
No,
gone.
It would have
poof.
How much money would it have taken you to become clear? How much would it have taken to become clear?
More actually. So what I should have done was banked my money. So that I could realize that I don't have an unconscious, I have a reactive mind, and it operates on a cellular level, and it just impinges recordings, not memories, recordings on my conscious mind, so that I can react to them, as opposed to my subconscious understanding my memories, or not even understanding my memories, having access to my memories. And making my conscious mind aware of my memories so that I can use them in cognitive processing, so that I can plan courses of action based on previous history. That's not a thing. And if I hadn't wasted all that money, I would have realized that's not a thing. I'm glad I came today.
I'm glad you did too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I'm very verbose and I like to talk, so I'm sorry if I.
I love it.
Oh no, please, you only add,
Yeah.
Oh, you're too generous. You're too generous. I very much appreciate you guys having me. Is there anything else that I can do or say or whatever before I go?
I mean,
or any questions?
I don't know if there is, but it'd be great if you could retweet this link or my channel or Brant or. I don't know.
Yeah, I retweet Brant all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Or tell people not to be Scientologists. Like that. That's just like I feel like something we should all do in our everyday life.
Make sure people don't follow non sequitur. It's been a problem. Never follow. Never follow.
The only reon I go on there is because I know how much people hate me, and I don't want them to watch anymore. My entire strategy.
Yeah, I'm actually probably going to have to head out too, honestly.
I mean, that's reasonable. We've been streaming for how long?
Well, our first stream was like 2.5 hours, and then we wound up reading obituaries.
Yep.
And then, which is cool. I like doing that. I mean, that's how I spend most afternoons.
Not what I would think of a pleasant way to spend my evening, but okay.
It's like they say, if you don't have something negative to compare in your life, then you don't know what true happiness is. That's why bad things happen to good people.
Okay, yeah.
So the rest of
makes
us can
sense.
feel happy.
Yeah. I think that's an apologetic.
It's a
All right,
shocking
I have
sight,
to
that's
jump
what it
off,
is.
guys.
All right. It was
All right.
very
Bye,
nice.
Shannon.
you.
Thanks for
So
coming
glad-
on.
Bye.
So glad I
Bye,
got to talk
Chad.
directly. Bye. Alrighty, I'm jumping off too.
Okay.
It's been a blast. I am reporting this channel to Steve McCree. Spooky says, "Yeah, I better go." That guy is an agnostic and he spreads it everywhere, and I don't want him to get any on me.
Yeah.
That agnosticism is a problem. Hey, we had more than two people.
We
Two
did.
people in
Well,
the
we had Shannon Q.
of all,
You know,
the queen of Thoughtland. I mean, the internet.
Yeah. So
Woo!
that's one person. I would love to have her back on.
Oh man, it'd be so great.
Oh yeah.
I am going to read all of this tonight.
Oh yeah. Like I'm gonna read through. a
Okay,
good
no,
portion
I'm
of
not
this.
going to read all of it tonight, but
Oh.
I will go through it tonight and see if there's anything that really just jumps out at me. See if I need to find an auditor to interview to find out more about Scientology. That would be a good next step. Finding a Scientologist in Scientology after we get this going week to week, reading these. Eventually, talk to an actual Scientologist. Ask them what it's about.
And then see just
the
mental gymnastics they do.
Yeah. I know they probably won't want to. I think it's part of their whole religion is don't question it. Don't talk to anyone who's questioning it. So I would almost want to take the approach, not seeing the mental gymnastics, not trying to pressure them. Approach them as though you're actually interested.
Well, I mean, I am actually interested.
Well, no, I hope not.
No, not in becoming a Scientologist, but in learning more about them.
Yeah, I'm interested in that, but I don't think they'd give us the time of day if they knew that we were skeptical. I almost called myself a skeptic. I haven't reached skeptic level yet.
No, skeptical, you need to get a fancy suit of armor.
Yeah, or 3D glasses.
Or 3D glasses.
Yeah, I'm no skeptic. I mean, I'm skeptical, but...
well, you're skeptical and you're a dick, so... Skeptic?
Yeah, it almost works.
Yeah.
Almost. I once commented on a chick's boobs one time, and she was like, "I'm a feminist," and got all pissed off at me. I was like, "What? It was just a joke. Jeez, lighten up." Apparently boobs don't float in a hot tub. I don't know. I saw Austin Powers and they did. And
yeah, I mean, I feel like it. I mean, I guess it would depend on their exact shape
it was just how
and density.
Tight it was. The bikini top she was wearing, I think, was just too tight.
Well, yeah, that would change the density and shape of the breasts in question.
Well, I mean, if you look across a lake, the horizon is flat. So, density plus mass of the air,
Yeah, it makes things sink.
Yep, and things don't float in water if they don't have enough air inside them. Yeah.
So really what we're saying is the flat earth proved by boob jobs.
Alrighty. Well, I think I'm starting. Oh, let me tell my story. I wanted to tell you.
Tell the story.
I just want to tell you this quick story. I was in Michael's. I think I already said this in a chat or a tweet. I was in Michael's yesterday buying gift wrap and Christmas decorations for inside the house and ribbon and candles. Okay, I was buying Christmas crap at Michael's. And I was in line at Michael's and there was this woman ahead of me. And she turned around and there was a long line. It was like a 5-minute wait to get everybody checked out. But she starts talking to me, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool. You're celebrating Christmas, blah blah blah." She's like, "This is one of the first times I get to celebrate Christmas because I just married a German guy." And I was like, "Okay." I was thinking in my head, I was thinking that she was probably a Jehovah's Witness, and she said, "Yeah, I didn't celebrate because my father was a Muslim growing up." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's really cool." And like before I was even able to say, "Oh, that's really cool," she made sure, just because of the region, it must just be a regional thing. She like, my father was a Muslim. Oh, I'm a Christian. She had to say, "I'm a Christian." And as soon as she said, "I'm a Christian," I was like, I'm an atheist." And she was like, "Oh," and she looked at my like Christmas basket, my basket full of Christmas stuff. I was like, "Yeah, no, we celebrate. Oh, some of us, most. I hope most get in the holiday spirit."
I hate Christmas.
Oh, you heathen.
Yes, I am.
Well, especially if you didn't grow up celebrating it, then you could
No,
kind
we
of have a
did.
grudge.
I did.
But she's like, "And I married a German guy. He loves Christmas." I was like, okay, him being German, probably also a regional thing. She had to mention that he's German.
Huh.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter one bit. No, I was just happy I was able to say that I'm an atheist loud and proud. And then, surprisingly, she said, "Well, that's what my dad is now." I was like, "Oh, cool. That is really, really awesome." I was just blown away. I was like, "That rocks. That is really cool."
That
And
is wow.
maybe you should follow in your father's footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep. Alrighty. Good
Right.
night.
Brand.
I'm in my end of the call, and you can wrap things up on your end. Oh, do you want me to do a shout out to a channel?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I just have to shout out. Maybe I can't. I just have to shout out Leah. It's a group on Facebook by Mac from the channel Gray Skeptic. They are doing a weekly podcast now on Mac's Gray Skeptic channel. Was it every Friday night at somewhere between 9 and 3 a.m. Depending on your location.
Yeah.
Yep. Somewhere within a 12-hour time period. Oh, and Shannon Q, because she's
Shannon.
awesome. She was just here.
Not enough people know who she is.
And if you don't put her subscription thing in their description, if you don't link her in the doubly giggly whatever.
Don't say it. The comments, the description section.
Yes, the description section. I will unsubscribe if you don't link her.
She's actually subscribed to me, which is kind of crazy.
I linked to her channel in the last video I posted about finding your printer in Windows.
Oh yeah.
Claiming that she's one of the best tech people I know. Makes great tech tutorial videos. So check her out. Yeah. That's what I put in the description. It was a lie. I was lying. All right. Have a good night. I'm bad at hanging up. No, you first.
No, you first. All right. So thanks everybody for coming and watching us. I know probably some of you weren't here for the first half of the stream, which kind of got cut off, but it was terrible. Don't watch. Or do. Thanks for coming and watching the second half, at least. Thanks to Shannon for coming on. Thanks to Brant for also coming on. So this is definitely going to be the weekly thing from now on. This is our subject. Brant and I will be discussing, reading through Scientology, or at least this first book, for the next couple weeks. This is exciting. Subscribe, like, all those other things people say to do. Hit the bell, or don't. You maybe don't like me and you only showed up for Shannon. In which case, thanks for watching. Yeah, so come back next Saturday for more Scientology and hopefully another awesome guest. Good night or good morning, wherever you are. I'm going to go to bed now. And end